Hey, what's going on, Sacramento? Sacktown Pete, back at it with another video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I just want to talk about the trade deadline and if what the Sacramento Kings could potentially do. And there's a good chance where they might just stand pat and ride it out with the current roster that they have right now. So before we get into this article that I came across online, I just wanted to be crystal clear. The Kings shouldn't make a move to make a move. They should make a move to obviously add talent to be better. Right now, they're 29-19. That's currently fifth in the best record in the Western Conference, the best conference. And they're 10 games over. They got a good record, guys. So do they make a marginal swing for the fences move? Do they make a minimum move just to add some pieces to add some depth off the bench? Or do they just stand pat and ride it out with what they got right now? In my personal opinion, the Western Conference is wide open. I think the Sacramento Kings should be trying to make a move. They have as good as a chance as anybody else in the Western Conference to come out of the Western Conference and win the Western Conference and make it to the NBA Finals. So I came across this article online by Clutch Sports by Mike Cruz. Its headline, Kings Dream Scenario for 2024 NBA Trade Deadline. A lot to unpack for this Kings Dream Scenario at the deadline. And some of the rumors that I came across the article and seen make somewhat sense, but there has been some players that are mentioned to be rumored that the Kings have been linked and connected to for quite a while. Let's start off with the first rumor. Kings Dream Scenario 1, trade with the Brooklyn Nets. In this scenario, the Kings could address some of their needs in terms of wing depth in a trade with the Brooklyn Nets. The Nets could conduct a fire sale of their veterans ahead of the deadline with Dorian Finney-Smith and guard forward Royce O'Neal and Spencer Dinwiddie as most likely the trade candidates. Amick of The Athletic heard some rumblings about Finney-Smith and O'Neal being linked to Sacramento. There's a viable pathway for the Kings to trade for both. The Kings could acquire both Finney-Smith and Royce O'Neal for Harrison Barnes, Sasha Vezenkov, a first-round 2026 pick, and 2 second-round picks. Obviously, the Kings will send that package to acquire Finney-Smith and Royce O'Neal, which I can see the Kings doing this, but at the same time, you guys got to ask yourself, does Dorian Finney-Smith and Royce O'Neal move the needle for the Sacramento Kings? That's my question right there. Is that you're giving up 3 draft picks, 2 second rounds and first rounds in this package. You're giving up Sasha Vezenkov, who you brought over from Europe last summer, and then obviously you're giving up the main package that would be the main piece in the package, that is Harrison Barnes. So this one is very interesting. In my personal opinion, I don't think as good as Finney-Smith and Royce O'Neal could be to the team and add addition and depth. I just feel like they wouldn't move the needle as much as Kings fans and myself want them to move the needle, which leads me to the next trade stream scenario in this article, which the Kings could swing bigger. While they're at it, trade with the Wizards. What if they also go after Kyle Kuzma? After all, the Kings are apparently fans of the Wizards forward. Sacramento conclude Davon Mitchell, Trey Lyles, Chris Duarte, along with the future first-round pick and multiple seconds to complete this blockbuster trade. In return, the Kings will be receiving Kyle Kuzma and Tyus Jones. Now, I just think that obviously I've seen Davon Mitchell's name in the rumor mill this whole season. You guys have flooded me with DMs saying that he's got to go and this and that, whatnot, all this nonsense. I honestly think that the Kings should not trade Davon Mitchell. Not because of my relationship with Davon Mitchell, but because the fact that he's still only 24 years old, really, really young. He's really defended well in the time that he's gotten with our perimeter defense. And lately his weak defense has been fantastic. He's moving on that side of the ball. I'm just not ready to give up on Davon Mitchell. I really think that there's a plan for Davon Mitchell, and they can definitely look to, bring him beyond the season if he's not traded. And I personally think that it could work out with Davon Mitchell. Do I see Davon Mitchell starting over De'Aaron Fox? I'm not saying that. Absolutely not. He's going to start over De'Aaron Fox. But I feel like giving him consistent, valid minutes off the bench and what he's gotten the last few weeks behind De'Aaron Fox, I feel like, we all know what the issue with Davon Mitchell's been is just his shot, consistently making shots. And I feel like they can have a support, rotational players around Davon Mitchell. And coming off the bench, I think that Davon Mitchell could be a really good, valuable piece moving forward. So that's how I feel about Davon Mitchell, honestly. I get the fact that his name's in the trade rumor mill, and it's been in the trade rumor mill all season long. But great kid, works hard, definitely has potential to, establish himself as one of the key players coming off the bench moving forward. I'm not ready to give up on Davon Mitchell is what I'm saying, guys. Trey Lyles, same with Trey Lyles. We brought him back. He's been really playing very good basketball off the bench this season. He missed some time with an injury, but it looks like he's finding his niche off the bench. Chris Duarte as well. I feel like his shot has been consistent. He's been really underperforming this season for the Kings, which I didn't envision that. I felt like when we traded for Chris Duarte, he was actually my best pickups I had for the Kings this offseason, because I felt like just his stint with the Indiana Pacers, his rookie year in particular, he really thrived and he played really well. And I felt like he could have got back to that this season with the Kings, but just hasn't panned out that way as I wanted it to. So in this package, the grand prize is Kyle Kuzma. And, Tyus Jones is a solid rotational backup player, but you're making this deal to get Kyle Kuzma. And, does Kyle Kuzma move the needle for the Sacramento Kings? Absolutely, he moves the needle. In my opinion, he fits the timeline of the Kings as well. He's friends with De'Aaron Fox as well. And it would give Sacramento another dimension offensively. His defense he's not known for his defense, and it's been suspect. But I think that if you're playing for Mike Brown, you better make sure you're able to play defense on the defensive end of the basketball. So Kyle Kuzma would be a good pickup because offensively he's lights out. He can put the hoop. He can put the basketball hoop and ball in the hoop. You can run some half-court plays for him. You can throw him the ball on the block. He can definitely create double teams. And, it's definitely it would be a valuable addition and definitely an upgrade over Harrison Barnes. But I also wanted to say, guys, let's just say if we stand pat. Let's just stay. We don't make a move. We run it back with what we have. If Harrison Barnes continues to play like he's been playing, is that enough? Is that enough for the Kings to climb the standings or to stay at 5 and match up with, whoever they match up in the first round? Is that enough for the Sacramento Kings to win a playoff series? It's very interesting to see what Monte McNair and Wes Wilcox, or from now until Thursday, what they do with the trade deadline, if they do anything. But do you make a move? Do you make a move to make a move? I don't think so. I don't think doesn't make any sense just to make a move. But my point is, if you're going to make a move, the Western Conference is wide open. You got to make a move that will push the needle and that would give your chances, give your odds better of potentially winning a playoff series and potentially going the distance. Let's face it, guys. The top 5 teams in the Western Conference right now, the Denver Nuggets are the only proven basketball team in the top 5 right now because they are the defending champs and they've won a championship last season. Other than that, the Wolves are not proven. OKC Thunder, hell of a season, but me personally, that's the team I want to play in the first round because they have no playoff experience with the court they have right now, but they're up there. The only team that scares me is probably the Los Angeles Clippers because when they're healthy, they have 4 future Hall of Famers on that team, and playing them in a 7-game series is going to be very, very difficult, but they haven't proven anything yet. And the Denver Nuggets are the other team that are the defending champs that are proven because they're the defending champs. So it's going to be very interesting to see what the Kings do I'm curious to hear from you guys. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Really do greatly appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. Hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, a great start to the week. If anything breaks news regarding the Kings with their trade rumors, I will have it for you guys here. If you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. Please hit the like and subscribe. I'll greatly appreciate it. That's going to do it for today's video. I really do appreciate it. Sacramento Kings, in my personal opinion, should make a move because the Western Conference is wide open. And why not us? We can potentially come out of the Western Conference. And if they don't make a move, if they stand pat, if they ride it out, then let's see where that takes us to. Is that good enough to win a playoff series? Is that good enough to come out of the Western Conference? We shall see, man. We shall see. I'll catch you guys in my next video.